Fucking unbelievable. Unbelievable, honestly. Welcome back to Real Reds Talk, an authentic football fan channel made in Manchester. Today we're going to be discussing the breaking news that INEOS are raising the ticket prices. Try again, Nick. They are. That's how astonished I am. I'm fumbling my words at just announcing the headline of the show. But INEOS are raising the prices of standard tickets around Old Trafford to £66. Now, I believe for an adult at least, the cheapest you could get is around 30 odd quid. Like call it, 34, 36, whatever. So it's almost doubled in price in terms of they've looked at the demand, they've looked at how many people are after tickets, they've looked at 100,000, 150,000 people on the season ticket, and like, do you know what, we're just going to raise it. People might moan about it, but financially, if we cap it at 66 and above, that's almost times two what we're getting on the standard ticket, and more money's going to flood in terms of, so we could do more operations like that. So again, INEOS making an unpopular decision and a business decision, as they've made quite a few, to be fair, since they've come in. And a lot of the stuff you heard from them as they was taking over Manchester United was, this is for the fans, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. And you've heard all kind of lip service, or a lot of lip service for the fans. And actually, I think a lot of decisions they've made against the staff, the 250 people who lost the job, the cuts that they made there. You had a load of other kind of unpopular stuff that they did. Obviously, the thing with Sir Alex Ferguson as well, when they took his kind of ambassadorial contract off him, and now you've got this coming out with the fans. The reason why I'm a little bit annoyed is because they've just spent... So, for example, they are so focused on covering... cutting costs, right? They're so, zoned in on this, and everything's based on it's for the betterment of, so overall the operational is much more fluid. And if you look at how the business had been run prior to INEOS coming in, you would argue, they're probably right in terms of things being more fluid and they can save money here and there and all that kind of stuff. So answer me this question then, INEOS, if you're so tight on doing that, right? You've just spent £13.5 million sacking a manager whose contract you've just extended in the summer. So you talk about making couple decisions and making the logical decisions. That wasn't a very logical decision, keeping him on, was it? Now, a lot of the fans at the time might have said, we want Eric to stay. He's just won the FA Cup. He's just beat one of the best teams on the planet in a final, and quite convincingly as well. You would probably say we was the better team, right, for the majority of that game. So on that front, from a fan's emotional perspective, you would have kept him. But if you've brought these guys in not to have emotion in it, not to have kind of, put the ring in that, just to focus on their pure business operational sense. And they decided to stick with him, spent 13.5 million sacking him, and then obviously spent a load of money bringing Ruben Amorim in as well. So how much would that have saved you had they made the right decision? If he was competent, that's something I would throw back to him. Also, if they're so bothered about saving money as well, why have we still got some of the highest earners at the club, players on £350,000 a week? If you're getting rid of 250 staff, right, probably all of their wages combined add up to about a month's worth of one player's salary who's still here. So why is the focus over to someone that's just not been on the shift to push them out more so? You've got big earners here who don't even get a minute on the pitch. Like Anthony, for example, is on 200,000 grand a week. He's making nearly £1 million a month. He's taking £1 million a month off this club, and he can't even get a sniff in a game. So I would look elsewhere towards those kind of cuts as well. There's prices, right? And the fans, abroad and international, they will pay those prices. 1,000,000% they will pay those prices, and I'm not blaming them for doing that, because they're like, no, it's a once in a if Shreyas and Dan could come over and watch, they'd do it. Adam comes over from Ireland sometimes, he'll pay it because he wants to see United. It's not going to become a regular thing for him, but because they've got so many fans internationally, who could fly over and watch games, and they'll stay and they'll buy merch. They want more fans like that who are going to spend more money in the megastore. They're going to make it an event, and that's what we're going to turn the new stadium into. Then the question is, you ask, well, how much is the season ticket's going to be for a new stadium? If they're already putting prices up now, they build a 100,000 capacity stadium, call it New Trafford, whatever you will. The season ticket prices on that are going to be outrageous. The prices for tickets in general at the moment, I mean, you want a balance of both, right? I get you want international fans. For reasons like I've just stated, in terms of making it an event, and they'll pay in the megastore and they'll do these kind of things, right? And I'm not saying all international fans do that, because some local fans do it as well. But it's predominantly the tourists who obviously come over and spend a lot of money. Again, not blaming them for that. But you want a balance. You want kids to be able to go and watch Manchester United. Kids nowadays, like, putting prices to 66 quid. Do you know what I mean? So if you want to take, 3 of your kids, it's going to cost you £180 to watch an average United game. We're not even, it's not like we're winning Premier League titles or Champions Leagues or anything like that. We're 13th in the league. We're drawing the majority of our games or just scraping them. And you're charging that amount. Now, I know there are other teams in the Premier League who charge quite a thing, like Arsenal, for example. It's quite expensive there. And they do a similar thing. But you want to keep that core kind of strong fan base within the team. Dads who can bring the kids on a weekend and introduce them to Old Trafford. You don't want a full stadium, with all due respect to international fans and tourists and execs who are spending £1,000 on seats and these kind of stuff. You want the TRA, you want the Stretford Enders, you want a collection, you want a balance. And I think unless you know people, in this kind of industry or people around the stadium, it's difficult to get tickets on like a big match day, like United against Liverpool or United against Arsenal. You go on the website now, and you look at some of the ticket prices, honestly, it's outrageous. Absolutely. And the only tickets you can get at the majority of games right now is in exec seats. Like, you're paying 300 quid for a padded seat and half a butty. Like, it's fucking a joke. It's ridiculous. But, a lot of people talk about they could have seen this on the horizon. Do you know what I mean? A lot of people will talk about that. So, yeah. James McGrogan joining us in the chat. Good evening to you, mate. I hope you're well. We've got T2 Diaz saying, evening. Is the feed lagging for anyone else? Saying fine on my end. All green bars on my end. So, it might be your internet, T2. Lumen in the chat as well. Season tickets going to go up there. Yep, absolutely. Ronnie Dodge says, I think the ticket prices going up gives me an idea they made their mind up on a new stadium. 1,000,000%. 1,000,000%. I mean, anyone who didn't think that, you might have been living under a little bit of a rock. They are 100% building a new stadium. And this will kind of go in tangent with that. So when they do, not transform, but when they do transition, sorry is the word I'm looking for, into that new stadium, the prices then will look normal. Because probably in their head, they're thinking, we can build this new stadium, right? Let's say it's 100,000 capacity. And really, if we really, really wanted to, we could charge £100 a ticket. Right, let's call it an average 100,000 seat or £100 a ticket. You do the math, mate. How much they're making per match day? I think Old Trafford per match day, an average thingy now makes 4 million. Right, double that instantly, and then some more per match day, which is a huge, significant amount. And obviously on the books, it'll look fantastic for them. But in terms of what they're creating out of this, I'm not a big fan of, and I don't really associate it with Manchester United, to be honest. But look, we don't own the club. We it's these guys are making all the kind of decisions, the unpopular decisions. So you can only express your opinion. I mean, groups like Must can get involved and voice their opinion for the fans. But I think once they've kind of said we're going to do this, these are the ticket prices, the decision's been made. You're not going to really overturn that, are you? So I was just really disappointed with seeing that. I think there's fans that deserve to go. You want to take your kids. Like I still remember me going with my dad for the first time when watching Champions League against Chelsea, I think it was in the Champions League, and just getting that feeling. And I'm sure my dad didn't pay fucking 70 odd quid for a ticket. I'm sure it was probably about 20 quid at the time or something, if not less, which is affordable. And then you got to think about how much you're spending whilst you're there, like the food and like beers or coffee or whatever it is you're drinking. The travel and that's involved. You're talking like every time you go into Old Trafford for a day out, it's costing you 150 to 200 quid. It's crazy. Absolutely crazy. I'm a new member. I don't really want to pay 66 quid. That's Ronnie Dodge. Z saying Martinez is back. Thought you said he was injured. All the reports said he was injured. He was out for 2 to 3 weeks, coming from loads of journalists. Loads of journalists reporting it. So we can only report the news. I don't have an insight. I don't have a direct line of contact, with Lisandro Martinez. I go off what credible journalists put, or people who are respected. And a lot of people were putting his out for 2 to 3 weeks with a spinal injury. Apparently he's not. He's fine. He's training. So, yeah. Look, we could just be happy about it. Don't need to kind of debate it. Dino Bambino. What a name that is, by the way. Incredible. I've been a Red for 43 years. It's in my blood. Thank you for the gift, Dino Bambino. That is, what a name. That's the syllables aesthetically, it just sounds, it's Dino Bambino. What a name. Wow. Incredible. Well, let me know your thoughts if you are just joining. INEOS have raised the ticket prices at Old Trafford and capped it £66 and above. If you're going to be going to a game, I believe, I need to double check it, but I believe that's just for even if you're going to a game like Bodo Glimt in the Europa League. You know, if you're playing, fuck knows. Maybe it'll be a little bit less. We're playing like a Wigan and an FA Cup, but from what I've read, they're doing. Do you know what I'm saying? No, I didn't mean anything, mate. Just didn't say you was wrong. Reporter just saying he's fit. Ah, right. Okay. Yeah. Cool. Yeah. I'm happy he's fit. He's available. Whether he'll start against Bodo Glimt or not, I'm not entirely sure, but we'll have to wait and see about that. Of course, we're going to be live tomorrow for the game, so I appreciate if you guys join us. Also, whilst I've got you there, I completely forgot. I've not even been through. I'm going to discuss Sir Alex's 2-part documentary in a minute, which is coming out, I think, towards the end of the year. And also, with it being Champions League night, I've brought back some interactive stuff now for certain people, viewers who are in the chat who haven't seen it before. I put up stuff. You won't be able to see it on the TikTok, but join us on YouTube when I put it up. On this side of the screen here, there will be guess the player by his career path, and it'll be like a Champions League kind of legend, or it'll be someone who's played a lot of games in the Champions League, and it'll be all the clubs that they played for, and then you guys just guess based off the clubs or who you think it is, and get it in the chat. And we'll do that towards the end. We've done it a few times before. A lot of people liked it, so yeah. Z, Nick, are you from Manchester? I am. I don't know if you could tell by the accent, but I am from Manchester, yeah. I live literally 5 minutes away from Old Trafford. So, not like that means anything more or anything, but just to give you a bit of perspective of where I'm from. Now, the second part of this new show that I had, so apparently a new 2-part documentary celebrating the life and career of Sir Alex Ferguson will air on BBC over the festive period. Sir Alex will be available to watch on BBC iPlayer from Boxing Day and will air on BBC Scotland on New Year's Day and January the 2nd. And by that point, it would have been 12 years since Fergie left. Over a decade since Sir Alex left and won the title, which is just, it's just flown by, hasn't it, really. How old was I when Fergie left? So I would have been 18. I was just getting into the peak of my life, or what's supposed to be the peak, 18 to 21, and Fergie left. And then it was like, my prime years were living through David Moyes' bit, and then Van Gaal, Mourinho, Ole. I mean, if you would have told United fans where we're at right now, to where we was then, and you say in 10 years' time, we're going to be 13th in the league, 14th in the Europa League, with the manager being sacked, a new manager coming in, everyone would have said, shut the fuck up. What are you talking about? You're talking absolute nonsense. But we're not wrong. The guy, the Nick from the future, the past and the present, is not wrong. This is where we're at in a moment. Tough times, but hopefully we bounce back and I mean, I feel like I've said that the new reign of every single manager, but yeah. So Fergie, sounded like Andy thingy then, didn't I? So Sir Alex Ferguson, new 2-part documentary. Looking forward to it. Obviously, he's brought a few things out since he's kind of left. I'm sure he misses management a lot. You've seen a lot of talk about that. Initially, obviously, he stopped in it because of his wife. Rest in peace to Kathy. And obviously just started focusing on his horses and stuff. But the man still has a strong place in my heart, at least. And I know he has a strong part in a lot of you guys. Everything he's done for the club, amazing. Can't wait to watch the documentary. I wish we had another 50 years of Fergie, because I don't think we would be where we are right now, genuinely. Because I think if one thing that he's shown and proven time and time again is how to rebuild teams from like early 90s to 2013, he always rebuilt a team. You look at the treble team to the team that we had in 2008 with Ronaldo, Tevez, and Rooney, and that completely different. We still had similar qualities in terms of how they would counter attack and how they would play the game and go to the very end. And of course, a manager's always going to carry those principles through with him through each team. But just how he could rebuild after rebuild. You look at Pep's situation now at the minute. Couple players missing, and it's like they've gone to shit, completely down. You miss Rodri, you miss a couple of centre backs, and it's like they're done. The full team's just fucked. The way he's built the team is risky, and obviously they've not won in 6, which Sir Alex Ferguson's never done in how many years it's been, 28 years or something, managing. So yeah, I think he's special. I think those comparisons, I get it. Pep's done extremely well with Man City, and he's changed football in the Premier League. Some people say for the worse. I don't like the way football's really played at the minute. I don't like Pep's style. I prefer it more open, attacking, different, questions in the game. I think Pep's style feels very robotic and patternized, and it's not great to watch. That's just my take on the situation. But yeah, I love these teams. I love that one in particular. Late 2008, 2007, the finals with Barcelona. I thought my voice is cracking. I'm not getting emotional, but my voice is just going. That was like my peak kind of years that I love watching Man United. So if we could ever get back to that, competing in Champions League semi-finals and finals, that'd be amazing. But it certainly feels like we are a long way from it. I'm talking like 3 to 5 years minimum. And don't forget, Ruben Amorim's only got a 2.5-year contract. It's just got a 2.5-year contract. So let's see what he can do. I hope he is special. Nick, yeah, I heard it in your accent. Big up. Ruben should make all players watch this documentary. Yep. Yes, Nick, with the interactive things. They're coming shortly. Don't worry about that. I want to test everyone's knowledge. If you can't see it on TikTok, with the things I'm going to put up on the screen, hop over onto YouTube. The link is in the bio. Take 2 seconds and join the community and see it. And I'm going to test everyone's football knowledge and see what they're saying. Hilarious, the BBC are doing a doc on Fergie. He hated them, wouldn't even speak to them. I mean, they're not the only ones. There's a few times that journalists got it in the neck and media outlets. 12th in the league, not 13th. Mate, potato. 12th, 13th, it's still not great, is it? Whichever way you look at it. Right, should we get into the interactive stuff then? Again, people on TikTok, you won't be able to see it, so hop on YouTube if you do want to. Let me just get a quick sugar drink. And this is Champions League related because obviously it's Champions League tonight, which we are not in. I do Europa League version, but I don't think anyone would get the players. So we'll kick it off with this first one. I've actually not got the ones on the screen who I didn't get. Who is this player? So it's Victoria Pleasant, however you say it at first, but that's not what it was called when this player was there. And then you've got Dukla, you've got Sparta Prague, you've got Lazio, you've got Juventus. What is the answer? Let's test everyone's knowledge. Guess this Champions League. I need to just cut in slightly on that bit because my OCD with the graphics pissing me off a little bit. Let's just do that. There we go. Can anyone get it? Or someone just chuck in any guess that you want. Any guess you want. Let's see what he's saying. T2 is... Oh, my God. This guy's a joke. Straight in with Pavel Nedved. You know what I'm going to have to start doing? I'm going to start making him harder because the knowledge is just rapid. It is Pavel Nedved, and the reason I'm going with Pavel Nedved, Juventus are playing tonight. I think they're playing Aston Villa. Is that correct? I'm pretty sure. And my favourite player from Juventus has always been Pavel Nedved. I had the pink shirt with him on the back, and I also had the shirt when they got relegated to, was it 2005, 2006 for the whole scandal. And they went down, and they had was it turmoil on the front as the logo? And my girlfriend put it in the wash, and the logo came off. And I paid about 200 quid for the shirt. I was absolutely devastated. So, yeah, but absolutely correct. 90s Serie A, early 2000s for football was incredible. So that is Pavel Nedved. Well done on that first one. 1 point to T2 to Izzo. Big up. Next up, we have a player who went from Benfica to a club I don't even know, never heard of before, to Fiorentina, to AC Milan, and then back to Benfica. Who is this Champions League player? Can we guess it? I wish the lives on TikTok will let you swap on the green screen behind so I can swap it, but they don't let you do it, which is really, really annoying. But sorry I can't put it on the screen. But for people in YouTube, who is this player? Benfica to a club I don't know, to Fiorentina, to AC Milan, to Benfica. This should be a relatively easy one if you look at the clubs, I think. A little bit before my time in terms of watching him play, but nonetheless a very, very good player. And I'm not going to give the answer away. I'm going to let a couple of people get it in the comments first before I give anything away. But yeah, I don't think I ever did get to watch him play. But there is, if I was give a clue on it, there is an iconic picture from, I think it's the late 90s, of two rival clubs, and they've got their arms around each other, and it's like smoke flares in the background and stuff. People will know it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It is Rui Costa. Well done, lads. Smashed it. Rui Costa, again, a bit before me, because I'm 29. So I can't even remember watching him play, to be honest with you. But I know, obviously, successful in the Champions League. Next up, guess the player. River Plate to Real Madrid, Napoli to Juventus to AC Milan to Chelsea to Inter Milan. Not Inter Milan. Inter Miami. Sorry. This should be an easy one. This is the one you would get straight away. Who is this player? I want someone from TikTok to get it this time. I will let you know if you write in the YouTube. But I want someone from TikTok. Let's see if they can get it. Come on. Football knowledge. I'm testing all your ball knowledge. Everyone does it in the comments because they can look it up. They can Google it. It's not Messi. It's not Lionel Messi. No. Messi never played for Napoli, Juventus, AC, Chelsea, Madrid, or River Plate. Sean Scannell. Who the fuck is that? Never heard of him. River Plate to Real Madrid, to Napoli, to Juventus, to AC Milan, to Chelsea, then to Inter Miami. If you want any clues, let me know and I can give you a clue. Talk to me, people. But I feel like if we give a clue, you'll get it straight away. I thought people would have got this one more than the others that I've put up. That's madness. Do we want a clue? Not Zlatan. Nope. Zlatan never played for Madrid or Napoli or Chelsea. Not Hazard. Nope. I've drawn a blank. Oh, we've got him on this one. I thought this is the easiest. How have we got you on this one? You're going to absolutely kick yourself when I tell you what player this is. Someone's got to get it. It's not Kaká. Nope. Hop over onto YouTube. You'll see it easier. You'll see the clubs. You'll be able to get a better brief of it. I can see his face. I don't know what clue I should give. I would say he wasn't the most athletic player. That's the clue that I'll give. Was not the most athletic player. Do we know who it is? Who it is? Do we know who it is? Na 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 na. Who is this player? This player. Who is this player? Shevchenko. Nope. Good guess though. Obviously played for Chelsea and AC Milan, but did not play for Real Madrid or River Plate or Inter Miami. Oh, there we go. Finally, someone's got it. T2 to Izzo. Higuain is correct. Higuain. Spot on. Spot on, mate. Yep. Bang on. Next up, a player. This is a bit tougher, so I'm going to test everyone's knowledge. Have you seen Man City? I don't no idea. Have you seen Pep? Not seen him. So this player, by his career path, he played for Roma, Liverpool, Fiorentina, Sporting, Las Palmas, I think it is. And then I can't remember the other club, whoever that is at the end. Sorry about that, but who is that player? Thank you for all the gifts as well. Really, really appreciate it. Never expect him. We'll really appreciate it. This is a tricky one. If there's any Liverpool fans in the TikTok, they'll probably get this. But again, I have to apologise for people just joining because you can't see it on the screen. It's on YouTube. Come and join me on YouTube and you will see what I'm going through and get involved. I'm testing everyone's knowledge with it being a Champions League night, of course. A couple of people smashing it so far, so well done to those. Let me quickly do this. I don't think I would have got this one. If someone would have put this in front of me, I would have gone Wijnaldum straight off the bat because I would have saw Roma and Liverpool and I would have thought Wijnaldum. But I think Wijnaldum was the other way around, wasn't it? He went from Liverpool to then, was it PSG and then to Roma, potentially? So that would have been like, threw me off straight away. So Roma to Liverpool to Fiorentina to Sporting. Who is it? Come on, if there's any Liverpool fans, they should know it. They should definitely know this. Riera, not Riera. No. The GOAT C2 just got the #1 gifters badge. It's quite in TikTok. These guys are usually the ones who are giving a bit of lip. When you don't want to do it as like a short, when I put it up as like a bit of content, people are like, "Oh, I know who it is. I know it now. It's live. Everyone's dead quiet. They don't know what they're on about." T2, I'm gonna have to give you a point, mate, because you've got it again. Aquilani, it is Aquilani. Very, very random player. And this one, next one, the last one that I've got for you is Real Madrid to Flamengo to Bayer Leverkusen to Bayern Munich to CNJ, who I don't know who they are, to Hamburg SV, and then that last club, I could not tell you. Could not tell you. Who is this player? Very flexible player. Underrated, I would say. Underrated from bits I've seen of him anyway. Does anyone know? Does anyone know? Finn, Horsey, and Real are there for the taking tonight. I think so. I think Liverpool. Are they at the Bernabeu or Anfield? Let me have a look, actually, whilst people are guessing that player. Real Madrid. I mean, I hope Liverpool get beat. Well, the way they're playing at the moment... Oh, it's at Anfield. Don't they have a couple of injuries as well, Real Madrid? I'm sure Vinicius is out, isn't he? Who did he play? They played Leganes in the last game. Yeah, I think they're going to struggle, to be honest with you. I mean, not struggle, it's Real Madrid in it, but I think Liverpool get the dub in that. The way United got rid of Fergie is a disgrace. What are you alluding to? The ambassadorial contract situation are you on about? A lot of people not happy about that. I spoke about that at the start. I don't want to kind of cover all ground, but you're absolutely spot on. I think there's a lot of people who have been a bit annoyed with some of INEOS' decisions from a business front, whether it be the ticket prices being raised, the staff that have been sacked, Fergie's contract situation thing, being let go effectively. They're making very unpopular decisions. Very unpopular decisions for sure. All right, last one. I'm going to wait until someone else gets it. Who is this player? Went from Real Madrid to Flamenco, to Bayer Leverkusen, to Bayern Munich, then to CNJ, then to Hamburger SV, and then finished a career at a club that I've never even heard of before. Come on. Everyone else is being very, very quiet. There's one guy smashing it in a minute. Real Reds boys chants T2. Are you Brian in disguise? Are you Brian in disguise? Are you Brian? Are you Brian? Are you Brian in disguise? Are you Brian in disguise? I'm not seeing. You know what? I'm not seeing for a bit. Shah Sam. I'm going to call them out now whilst I give you the last answer for this in a moment. So these are the people that have been on the channel who usually see all the time and I haven't seen for a bit. And I'm just going off the top of my head. Shah Sam, Brian Casey, Richard Hawkins, I think. Who else would I want to call out? What's his name? Oh, I can't remember his name. Kwandale, Pashav Kwandale, I think it is. Another one. There's a couple. And I don't know if they're still watching this. I mean, obviously, do whatever you want. This you should show life. I don't know if they're watching this, like, later on. Or if they're watching it live. Elite Baller is another one, Lumen. Spot on. I see regular names in the chat sometimes. But then I'm like, what happens is, for some bizarre reason, international break seems to happen. And then everyone just seems to just disintegrate. Completely disintegrate. And I'm like, no idea where they've gone. But hey, everyone's entitled to do things, I suppose. It just confuses me. I'm like, I thought it was developing a community. Anyway, yeah, you're spot on. It is Zay Roberto. T2 is on. Zay Roberto was absolutely spot on. Matthew Clegg, when's the Sir Alex Ferguson documentary? Towards the end of the year. So I think it'll be released by the start of the year, is what they say. So we'll be able to watch on BBC iPlayer from Boxing Day and will air on BBC Scotland on New Year's Day. So Boxing Day is when it should be out. But yeah, congrats to everyone who actually smashed it on that, what do you call it? The UCL guess the player. We're going to start doing more stuff like this because what I'm thinking is every channel at the moment, every football channel seems to do the same saturated news stories, talk about this, transfers, talk about that. We want to offer value for people who are watching, right? So do something back like interactive, like those kind of things, where people actually enjoy it watching and are not listening to the same saturated stuff repeated over and over and over again. That's the thought process going into it. There's other bits as well. Like last week, I was doing a couple of videos outside Old Trafford called Old Trafford Diaries. I'm going to return and drop another one of those videos shortly as well. And then a couple of pre-records. And then obviously we've got match days to look at as well. And then collaborations, which I'm currently working on from the tournament that I did with Fives on Friday night, where we worked with a load of influencers and stuff. So it's being worked on. It's being worked on. But we are nearly hitting that major landmark for us, which is 10,000 subscribers, which we're going to do some massive things for. We're on 8,519 at the moment. So if you are in the TikTok, if you are on YouTube and you're new to this content and you enjoy it, then please do. It takes 2 seconds. It's absolutely free. Hit the subscribe button. Lumens just said, are you losing weight as you look slim and fitter? I don't think so. based on the diet, I would probably say no, but I will take that compliment. So thank you very much. First compliment of the day in the bag. But yeah, appreciate you guys. I'm heading off to 5 to go and host the division nights. So yeah, I'm a busy bee, but I'll be back tomorrow at 12 o'clock, and then we'll be back with the live match reaction with pre and post match stuff. So I appreciate you all. Enjoy the rest of your day. And how did the event go? Mint, absolutely mint. So they live streamed very quickly. They live streamed both the games. Went really well. Hosted it, spoke to loads of people. Like I said, you had Stretford Paddock there, both teams, so the football team and the fan channel. You had Angry Ginge there with his team, Pashmek. You had SC Dons, Beatty's squad, Legion of God with Hums, who's local around Manchester as well. He's another influencer. Had loads of people there. Really, really nice. Jason Davenport's like 1 million subscribers on YouTube. He's actually living in Salford at the minute, 'cause I think he's at Salford Uni, even though he's from Cambridge. Like, loads of influencers there. And actually, it was actually all nice. Like, genuinely to talk to and to work with. Couldn't be sounder. Tournament, the football was amazing, competitive. And now, as we speak right now, not me, but the cameraman is working on the edit for it. So the film will be dropping, I don't know, maybe at end of the year, start of the year, much like Sir Alex Ferguson's documentary. So I'm excited to see that. I've already seen some little bits from it in terms of the intro, the drone shot, super cool. Yeah, I loved it, man. And there's a plan now, not absolutely set in stone, but I'm pretty sure it's going to happen. So next year, they are going to be doing 4 tournaments, basically. So 2 in Manchester, 2 in London. At these Super 6 tournaments, and then like a massive one from all the winners from it, where there'd be like a big cash prize for it. So yeah, loved it. Do you think we smashed it at the Etihad? Why not? Why not? Why not? Right, Dean Bambino, great name. Appreciate you, brother. Thank you for all the gifts. Thank you to everyone who's been interacting on TikTok and everyone on YouTube. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Yeah.